Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kimberly Carlton. I'm a certified psychic medium, intuitive guide, and mentor. Mediumship has played a huge role in my own grief healing journey, and now I hope to pass along tools and techniques for mediumship for others. I have a passion for mentoring and watching others grow and develop. So my goal is to try to make learning mediumship accessible and down to earth for everyone. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it as well. So in the last video, we talked about how your communication style shapes your mediumship. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. But in today's part 2 video, we are going to go a bit deeper within that topic. So I want to share a few techniques that can benefit your mediumship no matter what your communication style is. What I'll be doing is giving you some practical exercises based on your communication type. So check out the first video so you know what your type is. That way you can refine your style instead of trying to fight it or go against it. So pause the video and grab a notebook. So the first communication style is what I call the direct communicator. This exercise, the goal here is to add depth without losing your clarity. So the first exercise is called the pause. After delivering evidence, pause for a full 5 seconds. Let that emotional layer kind of bubble up to the surface. How does the spirit communicator feel emotionally when discussing that piece of evidence? The second exercise is what I call the feeling layer drill. After a factual piece of evidence, ask yourself internally, what emotion sits kind of under this? What was the emotional kind of reasoning for the piece of evidence that was given? Example, he's referring to a watch. Pause. I'm feeling pride connected to it. Follow that up by asking, why pride? So the third exercise is the tone softening practice. Record yourself giving a mock reading. Now go back and notice if your tone sounds kind of like sharp. Practice delivering that same statement with more grounded warmth and empathy. How does your change in delivery kind of feel? So the next communication style is the subtle communicator. The goal here is to increase confidence and decisiveness. So the first exercise is the declaration training. You want to replace uncertainty with trust. So instead of phrasing a piece of evidence like the following, I'm sensing this might be, replace it with, I am being shown. This is providing confidence in the evidence. It's factual. Your language kind of shapes your confidence. So the second exercise is the first impression trust drill. Here, I want you to write down the first image or word you receive. Don't edit it. Train your system to trust internal first impressions. How does the word or image make you feel? The third exercise is the volume practice. Practice saying impressions slightly louder than what you're comfortable with. Confidence isn't just mental, but also physical. So speak with authority and get your body used to that vibration and tone, okay? The next communication style is the question asker. Here, the goal is to strengthen the delivery without forming the evidence as a leading question or leaning on feedback from the recipient to kind of fill in the blanks for you. So the first exercise is the statement rule, okay? Deliver 2 statements first, then instead of asking, does this make sense? What I want you to say instead is, I'm seeing a garden. There's significance around the spring, and you would understand this. Only then allow for the validation from the recipient to come. And the second exercise is called blind trust. So here, in your practice readings, where you do not allow interruption or validation of the evidence until the very end. That's what I want you to do, is wait till the very end. Here, you kind of pushed in the way where you can't use the leading questions as a crutch or in an aid. So for the third exercise, this is the internal clarification. Ask the spirit communicator questions internally, telepathically, and not to the sitter. Okay? Shift dependence on answers upwards instead of outwards. The next communication style is the chatty communicator. The goal here is to develop stillness and depth, staying away from kind of that hamster wheel effect, which is repeating the same evidence just in different ways, kind of filling awkward silences or focusing too heavily on the recipient and ignoring the spirit communicator. So the first exercise is silence conditioning. Sit for 60 seconds in silence before speaking and giving initial information. I want you to spend time with the spirit communicator. Introduce yourself to them. Take a moment, don't rush. The second exercise is one sentence rule. So deliver evidence in one clean sentence before elaborating. Phrase the statement in a clear, factual manner, then pause to ask the spirit communicator to go more in depth with more detail. The third exercise is the breath reset. Every time you notice your speech getting more rapid, take a visible slow down breath or a drink of water. Breath kind of anchors the signal and pushes your power back out. The final communication style is the listener. The goal here is to increase outward expression and confidence. The first practice I like to call the projection. So practice speaking slightly louder than normal in mock sessions while using your hands or body language. Allowing others not only to hear your words in the words of spirit, but sense what you are conveying throughout your whole body. You draw the focus and attention in multiple ways, allowing spirit to work through you fully, not just in speech, but mannerisms. The second exercise is the time awareness drill. So set a timer for 5 minutes. Set the intention to connect with 2 spirit communicators. Focus on rotating back and forth between them, both as if you were having a kind of a 3-way conversation, while also checking in and verifying the evidence with the recipient. The task here will be to drive the conversation, not be passive. The third exercise I have is called the messenger. Once the recipient is able to positively ID the spirit communicator, your focus will then turn to the message. So imagine your voice extending beyond your body before you speak. Allow it to wrap your recipient in healing. Allow the spirit communicator to speak and share their message through you. As you speak, feel the words through all of your clairs. Now, remember, no communication style is better or worse than the other, and you may have more than one that's kind of wrapped together. No style is superior, but every style has a strength and a stretch point. Development is not about changing who you are, rather, it's about balancing your natural tendencies. So the strongest mediums are not always the loudest. They are the most regulated and balanced. They look inward and then develop. Regulation comes from self-awareness, and growth comes from that self-awareness, looking in, not out at other mediums and what they're doing. So as mediums and as souls walking through this human landscape, we are constantly evolving. I hope these quick exercises I've shared will inspire you to push yourself a bit further in your mediumship development. And remember, it's not about changing who you are, it's learning how to enhance your natural style. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so you can receive my videos that are upcoming. If you have a friend or community that would also find this helpful, please share it as well. I've left my website and contact details below for anyone who's interested in learning more about my mentoring and my services or classes. But thanks again for listening, and I'm wishing you all much luck and love in your spiritual journey. So until next time, take care.